Here's one for you. February 1st, 2023. Will the Houston Texans be a playoff team next year? Because they have a new coach as well.
Boom.
DeMeco Ryans.
I won't go out on a limb with them. I won't do that.
DeMeco Ryans goes from being a great defensive coordinator with the San Francisco 49ers to being unknown as a head coach now with the Houston Texans franchise that has ruined the careers of many a coach now over the last handful of years. I think we quickly forget how good they were for how long with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and Billy O'Brien. Right, which is like where I'm still like, why doesn't Billy O'Brien get considered as a head coach in the NFL? It doesn't make sense to me.
Like that division ran through the Houston Texans for a handful of years,
right.
5 years in a row,
maybe.
maybe?
Even before Deshaun Watson. They were going to the playoffs with T.J. Yates and people like that. So, yes.
So maybe DeMeco Ryans is the guy to get him back.
Right.
I'm always curious because just because you're a great defensive coordinator, this applies for offensive, defensive.
Yeah.
He seems like a motivating guy, and you don't know until you put him in that position.
Right.
But it does seem like a different skill set going from offensive coordinator like Nathaniel Hackett to head coach. Didn't work out. We've seen it before.
It is a different skill set.
What's your gut tell you on DeMeco Ryans?
My thoughts are going to be positive. One, I'm affected by where he came from. Of course I am. I'm a believer in the guy that he learned from, in Shanahan. Do
you know DeMeco that well?
Just in passing. Really don't know him like on a personal level at all. But this is where the 49ers have built a special culture out there. And black, white, you see they're getting all these compensatory picks, right, because of minority hirings. I think they got 3 this year just because of Rand Carthon, who's the new GM of the Titans. Oh. And then if you get a second one, you actually get an extra. So then they have 3 compensatory picks in the draft at the end of the 3rd round. But it's because Shanahan himself is a great communicator. And therefore, he knows people that are like that and are going to fit what his culture is. There's a reason Robert Saleh, year 2. Oh, whoa, the Jets' big turnaround. Mike McDaniel down in Miami, a little weird guy, but oh shit, Sid, he's good. And he does know how to communicate. Might be a little different than Robert Saleh or whatever else. And this is just where I think DeMeco Ryan will be like a chip off the block that way as well. Great energy, a great defensive scheme that is, you've always heard me say it, it's sound and has just the right amount of, creativity splash in there as well. And then so I think that, let alone he wanted to be there, being drafted by the Houston Texans, being a kid from the South, that to me is always important too. He's invested in it. This was his dream job, and I think we all kind of saw this coming at the end of last week and thought this was going to happen. But I'm happy for him. I like Nick Caserio, the GM, and I think he's done like a pretty damn good job of like all the meat and potatoes. They don't have difference makers yet, so they got to do that. But this to me feels like the first time where they have a coach where I go, okay, they got a coach. This isn't a 1-year rental or some other bullshit plan that's in place that we're just, Do
we know that?
A 6-year contract is the first thing you know.
That's funny. I didn't actually know how many years it was. I think I called that.
Yeah.
It felt very similar to the San Francisco 49ers when
they
hired Kyle Shanahan, who got a 6-year contract.
Right. I'm sure that was something Shanahan said, hey, if you really want a shot and to give yourself a fair chance, ask for a 6-year contract. Because at a 6-year contract, you're going to get 3 years. Most likely going to get 4.
Yeah.
And that then again gives you the chance to build the football team.
And if you've had 2 one-and-dones in a row as a franchise, you have to give
exactly. You
got to
give at least 2 years, right? Yeah, right. And you've had top 5 picks in the draft. Like the team is not there yet. So this feels like the first time where it's like, okay, wait, they finally got a guy, and it seems like there's a plan for the future here. So that's where I'm excited for him and the Texans. And now they just, like we said, they got 2 picks in the top 12. All right, one of them is going to be a quarterback. Davis Mills is not the answer. He's not going to be a starting quarterback for the Houston Texans next year. So I think it was a step in the right direction, and I'm happy for DeMeco Ryan. I think he'll get everything going in the right direction down there.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.